Quadratic equation is always of the form ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0, where the highest power of x you are having will be equal to 2. Take note, for this to be a quadratic equation, a must not be equal to 0. If a equal to 0, this will vanish. Then I'll be having bx plus c equal to 0. Then this will be a linear equation. In linear equation, the highest power of x you have will always be equal to 1. That is it. Now, we have several methods of solving quadratic equations. So one of them is factorization. We have computing the square method. We have graphical method. And we have the quadratic formula. But in this video, we are taking a look at, we are learning the factorization method and how to solve it using shortcuts. So let's watch it to the end of the video. So let's look at, for example, if we have x squared plus 7x plus 10 equal to 0. How do we solve this quadratic equation? You see, the term that is not having x is called the constant term. It's called the constant term. Now look at your constant term. Give me two values you multiply together to give me 10. Out of it, I have 10 times 1. I have 2 times 5, and that's it. Now, which of them will I add together to give me 7? It's actually these two, right? So when you get these two, what you're going to do is that you're going to say x squared plus, you see these 2, you write 2x plus, you see this 5, you write 5x. Then you write what? 10 equal to 0. The process is that you will use these two values, 2 and 5, to replace this 7. So 2x plus 5x. You can say 2x plus 5x will give me back 7x, then plus 10 equals 0. Then from here, what happened? I will group. I will do grouping. X squared plus 2x plus 5x plus 10 equal to 0. So what are you going to do here? Look at it. What's common to both of them? X. So you bring out the x. So out of x squared, if I remove x, I'll be left with x. Out of 2x, if I remove x, I'll be left with 2. Then plus 5 is there. If I remove 5 here, I will have x, and this one we have what? 2. If you want to know you're on the right track, you see this and this will be the same. And if you want to know that you're also correct, what you're going to do is that, you see, from here, for example, if I open back the bracket, 5 times x will give me 5x, 5 times 2 will give me 10. So it makes sense. Alright, from here, since this and this are common, you are going to pack them together as x plus 2. Then you pick the one outside, x plus 5. You see, out of these two common ones, you pick one, then you pick the one outside, equals 0. So you are going to say x plus 2 equals 0 or x plus 5 equals 0. So here x equal minus 2 or here x equal what? Minus 5. And that's the answer to this question. So that's the first method to solve quadratic equation. So we are learning factorization here and shortcuts. So let me solve another question. This is the first question. Now the second question, if you have x squared minus 2x equal to 8, how will you solve this? So I'll first say x squared minus 2x, when plus 8 comes to the other side, we have minus 8 equal to 0. I'll always want to put it in this form, ax squared plus bx plus c. Now, from here, what will I do? You can see that what I'm having here now is minus 8. Give me numbers that you multiply together that will give you minus 8. And when I add them together, they will give me minus 2. Since I know my multiplication table, I know that minus 4 times 2 is equal to minus 8. Then, minus 4, if I add it together, plus 2 will give me what? Minus 2, which is what I'm having here. You can see minus 4 and 2 are those two numbers, whereas when I multiply them, I'll have minus 8. If I add them, I'll have minus 2. Also, if I say 8 times 1 is 8, or minus 8 times 1 is 8, is what? Minus 8. But if I say minus 8 plus 1, it won't give me minus 2. This will give me minus 7. So that's why I'm choosing what? Minus 4 and 2. Okay, since I have that, minus 4 and 2, so I'll say x squared. So replace that minus 4 and 2 with the, use this 2 to replace this 2 minus 2x. So you have minus 4x plus 2x minus 8 equal to 0. So from here, what will I say? Group x squared minus 4x. So here plus 2x minus 8 equal to 0. So here x minus 4 plus this will give me 2x minus 4 equal to 0. You can see they have the same thing. If x is common to both of them, so I remove it. 2 is common to both of them, so I remove this. So I'm left with it. You can see that I'm on the right track. They are the same. So I'll pick one. Then I'll pick the one outside. X plus 2 equal to 0. So I have x minus 4 equal to 0, or x plus 2 equal to 0. So here x equal to, when minus 4 goes to the other side, you have plus 4. When minus 2 goes to the other side, you have minus 2. And that's the final answer here. Then, lastly, what of if I have this question? If I have x squared plus 3x minus 10 equal to 0, what will I do? Find two numbers you multiply together to give me minus 10. And when I add them together, they will give me what? They'll give me plus 3. What are they? They are actually, well, look at it. Minus 2 times 5. This will give me what? Minus 10. Then minus 2 plus 5. This will give me what? Plus 3. How do I know this? It's just a multiplication table. So I'll solve using the same procedure. Look at it. I'll replace this with this minus 2 and 5. So I have minus 2x plus 5x minus 10 equal to 0. The thing is that any of these can come first. You can put minus 2 first or plus 5 first, anyone. So I will group. Then I have plus here. Now, there's something I want to take note of. Assuming when you are grouping, this plus here happens to be a minus. So let me say, for instance, when you are grouping, this plus is a minus. When you put brackets, you have to change the sign here to opposite sign. If this is a minus and you have any sign here, for example, if you have minus there, this one will not be minus again, it will change to plus. Or if you have plus here, it will change to minus. But since what I'm having here is plus, it won't affect at all. So let's go. So from here, x is common, x minus 2, then 5 is common, x minus 2 equals 0. So you have x minus 2, you have x plus 5 equals 0. So here x minus 2 equals 0, or x plus 5 equals 0. So here x equal to what? 2 or minus 5. Now I've gotten this. Then what is the shortcut to solve this? Alright, how do I solve this with a trick? Now what will be the trick? Observe. So I'll solve the trick beneath it. Here, remember that the two numbers we got were 2 and 5. We got the two number to be 2, and we also got the two number to be 5. Then take note that your final answer is for you to change the sign of this and this. I have plus 2, change it to minus 2. I have 5, change to minus 5, and this will be my final answer. So all these steps like this, the secret behind it is just for you to change the answer of this, and this is my final answer. If it's not clear enough, let's move to the next one. Here, the two values there, if you remember, they are what? Minus 4 and 2. So our final answer is just for us to change the sign. This is minus 4, it will become plus 4. This is plus 2, it will become minus 2. And you can see it corresponds. If you don't really get, move to the third one. Remember, our two values here are minus 2 and plus 5. Your final answer is for you to change the sign. So if you have minus 2, you have plus 2. If you have plus 5, you have minus 5, and that is the final answer. So that's the shortcut for a quadratic equation. Now, if you observe, the ones that we have been solving so far, our a is equal to 1. That is, the coefficient of this is equal to 1, 1, 1. So whenever you are solving a quadratic equation of this form, this will be the shortcut. Just change the sign when the coefficient are 1. But what of if I'm having something like 2x squared or 10x squared? What will I do? Let's check it out. Okay, let's look at another question. If I have a question like 6x squared plus 7x minus 5 equal to 0. Now, this is now having a coefficient. Firstly, I will solve using the long method first. So firstly, use this to multiply this. When this multiplies this, you have what? Minus 30. 6 times minus 5, that's minus 30. Now, you know that previously, I will always say, what are the two numbers that will give me minus 5? But here, I will say, what are the two numbers that will give me minus 30? And when I add them together, they will give me plus 7. So if you look at it, minus 30, the two numbers are, if you look at it, I have minus 3 and plus 10. Check it out. Multiply it together. Minus 3 times 10 will give me minus 30. Minus 3 plus 10 will give me plus 7. Since I've gotten these two numbers, then I'll replace with this and this. So I have 6x squared minus 3x plus 10x minus 5 equals 0. Now, if you observe, I can group. So since there's a plus here, I can just group from here. And just group from here. Good. Then what happened? What's common to both of them? 3x is common. So 3 and x is common. So if I remove 3 from here, I'll have, 2, 6 divided by 3, that will be 2. Remove x, you have x minus. Remove 3x here, you have what? 1. You see that if you want to know you're on the right track, open back the bracket. You have what we have previously. Plus, what's common to both of them? That's 5. Then this will give me 2x minus 1. You can see on the right track. So pick what is common, 2x minus 1. And pick the outside one, 3x plus 5 equals 0. So here I'll say 2x minus 1 equals 0 or 3x plus 5 equals 0. So from here, 2x will be equal to 1. Here, 3x will be equal to minus 5. That is, if you collect, if you bring minus 1 here, plus 1. If you bring plus 5 here, minus 5. Then you divide both sides by 2 to find your x. Then x equals to 1 over 2. Or divide both sides by 3. X equal to what? Minus 5 over 3. There are shortcuts for this. Don't worry, it will be written. And what of if I'm having a question like this? Whereby I have it to be like 15 plus 7x minus 2x squared equal to 0. So how do we solve this? Now, firstly, check this and this. Multiply it out. That will give what? Minus 30. 15 times 2, that's minus 5. Now, give me two numbers that will give me minus 30. And when I add them together, they are going to give me a plus 7. So what do we have? So we have, minus 30. So we have minus 3 and 10. So that will give me, so just simple. So I have 15. So this 7x that is at the middle, you are going to what? You are going to remove it and put all this. So you have minus 3x plus 10x, then minus 2x squared equals 0. Then what will you do from here? Observe. You can group from here. So fortunately, the question you have been solving have been having plus. Assuming there was a minus here. I'm coming. Sorry. Okay, assuming what I've been having here, assuming what is there is just a minus. Take note. What you have here, we change sign. Okay. Now, what's common to both of them? 3. And move it as 5 minus x. So you have this plus. What do we have here? What's common to both of them? So I have, what's common? So 2x is common. So if I remove 2x from here, I have 5 minus, remove 2x here, you have what? X equals 0. So 5 minus x is common, remove it. 3 plus 2x is there. So here 5 minus x equals 0 or 3 plus 2x equals 0. So here, if x comes to this side, you have 5 equal x, and here, what do you have? 3 equal minus 2x. Divide both sides by minus 2. So here, your x is equal to 3 over minus 2. I can say minus 3 over 2. And here, x is equals to what? 5. Now, this is how to solve anyone that have coefficient. Just same method. Okay, since we learned all this, how do we know the shortcut? Okay, let's look at the shortcut. Now, What the shortcut? Firstly, we will use the same method. Remember, the numbers that we got here was minus 3 and plus 10. So for this first one, we have minus 3 and plus 10. Now, your first thing is just that change the sign. Don't worry, just change the sign. Change the sign. If I change the sign of this one, you have plus 3. Change the sign of this one, you have minus 10. After changing the sign, what will you do? Remember, this one has a coefficient, and the coefficient is 6. Then divide your result by that 6. So what will I have? X is equals to what? 1 over 2. Or, 2 here will give me 3, 2 here will give me 5. Or minus 5 over 3. And see, same answer with this. Do you observe that? Same answer with it. They will give you same answer. So let's do this. Feel free to pause the video. Then, when you are done, you can see if you are right or not. Second one, remember the two values we got were minus 3 and what? And plus 10. Now, firstly, change your sign. This will give me 3 or minus 10. Then, which coefficient we use? This has a coefficient. Coefficient of x squared, that's what you use. This one has a coefficient. And the coefficient is what? Minus 2. Check it out. It's the coefficient of the x squared we are using. And that's minus 2. So you divide your result by minus 2. So this will give me s equal minus 3 over 2. Or this will cancel this. 2 here, 1, 2 here, 5. Or x equal to what? 5. See, minus 3 over 2 and 5. Simple. So let's look at another question, but we are using shortcuts here. And you can pause the video so it will be more engaging that way. Okay, let's see. What of if I ask you to solve, let me see if I ask you to solve 10x squared minus 13x minus 3 equals 0. Just same model of question. So remember, this is giving me minus 30. And let's see. Remember, 10, what are the two numbers I multiply together to give me minus 30? And when I add them together, they will give me minus 13. What are those two numbers? Observe. See, minus 30. What are those two numbers? Check it out. If I use minus 10 and minus 3, if you observe, check it out. Will it even work? Minus 10 times minus 3 will give me plus 30. And what I'm having here is 30, so it will not work. So what will you do there? So I can just go ahead to say, okay, we all know that, okay, we have used 10 and 3, it did not work. So let's see if I use 5 and 6. 5 times 6 is 30. It will not work. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 and 6. And what is there is what? 13. It will not work. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Yeah. So I think what should be here should be, let me say, a plus, I think. Okay. So let's see. So this is plus 30. This plus 30. So two numbers will multiply together to give you plus 30. And when you add together, it give you what? Minus 13. So those numbers are minus 10 and minus 3. Check it out. Minus 10 times minus 3 will give me plus 30. And minus 10 minus 3, if I add them together, it will give me minus 13. So since this is our value that we are dealing with. Now, what's the shortcut? The shortcut is change the sign. You have 10, you have 3. Then, what will be your final answer? Divide by the coefficient of x squared. So you have 10, you have 10. So this gives you x equal 1 or x equal what? 3 over 10. And that's that for that on this. So that's that for the shortcut. Okay. Now, what of if you are asked to solve this simple quadratic equation like x squared minus 4 equal to 0? It's somehow, check it out. General form of quadratic equation is always ax squared plus bs plus c equal to 0. Here, you observe that there is no x term. Here, b is equal to 0 in this type of question because you do not say anything like x, so it's equal to 0. So what will you do here? Very simple. Just say x squared equal to 4. Then, for you to find x, square root both sides. Then x will be equal to square root of 4 is plus or minus 2. So your answer is what? Plus 2 or minus 2. And that's the answer to this question. What of if you have 16k square equal 49? What will you do? Divide both sides by 16. So if you divide both sides by 16, divide both sides by 16, 49 over 16. This is what you have. K square equal 49 over 16. So from here, you are going to square root both sides. Then you're having k equals square root of 49 over 16. And that add your plus or minus. So k will be equal to what? Square root of this is 7. Square root of this is 4. Then plus or minus 7 over 4. That is plus 7 over 4 or minus 7 over 4. Lastly, if I have 5m square equal to 10m. So I have 5m square equal to 10m. Okay, what do you think I will do here? Check it out. I'm having m here and m here. So don't think you're going to solve it like this one. This one just have only a number, you carry to the other side. But look at this. I'm going to say 5m square, bring this one here, minus 10m equal to 0. What's common to both of them? 5m is common. So bring it out, you have, if I remove 5m here, I'll have 2 equal to 0. Therefore, from here, you are now saying going to say 5m equals 0 or m minus 2 equals 0. Here, divide both sides by 5, m will be equal to 0. 0 divided by 5 is 0, or this one, m will be equal to what? Plus 2. When minus 2 come in, plus 2. So m equals 0. M equals what? M equals 0 or plus 2. And that's the final answer to the question. So if you are new to this channel, like, comment, share to your friends, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.